underneath what we think is darkness, there's light, lots of light. And the mind, you start to realize from practice that the mind is so vast, and that all the time we spent suffering is just a small house we've been living in, attaching to concepts of time, of past and future. And it's kept us in this small identity, the small self, the fixated ego mind. And when we begin to practice and we begin to return back to our nature, we start to open windows, we start to air in this house. Eventually we open the door. And when you open that door in your mind and you walk out and you see how vast mind is, how endless, how infinite self actually is. Self is vast. So vast that you can't even possibly know yourself in one lifetime. And that can scare you, or that can be so thrilling and beautiful to hear, to know that if you met 8 billion people, you would meet 8 billion versions of you. You would be projecting all of this out there, and it would all come back to you, and you would be meeting all these different parts of you, sides of you that you didn't know existed. And the beauty of this path and this journey towards awakening to what's already there, right? Not attaining something, but to come back home to what is fundamentally there. The no self, the non-self, the beyond lifespan, beyond life and death, the infinite you. That part of you, when you tap into that part of you, the observer part of you, and you watch your thoughts, realizing that they're not you and you're not doing it. You practice, you sit in meditation, you learn that I am being thought. I am being thought. I didn't put this thought there. I am being thought. This thinking is not me. So the paradox in that is to receive the tender parts of you. There is no you to receive, because it's not you you're receiving. Free of identity, whatever you find is not you. And the way you know that is that you're the one observing it. So if you're observing it, it can't be you. In order to be observed, there has to be an outside watcher looking at it. So when you find that you see something, a tender part of you comes up with a need, with a yearning, you listen to that part with so much kindness, as if you were receiving innocent small kittens. You were just receiving these little kittens, and they were just making all this noise because they wanted to be seen and held. And you just receive them all with this kindness, this friendliness. They can't offend you. They aren't you. There's no implication of a you. What can they say to you that can possibly hurt you? You're so much more vast than what ego mind thinks. And another key thing that I've learned is not to make an enemy from the ego mind. It gets a bad rep. But befriend the ego, respect the ego. Because ego creates tension in the psyche that is needed for us to have relationships with others, for us to be able to enjoy this human form that we find ourselves in. The ego is part of that. It's not the enemy. But know it well. Know it well and trust that it doesn't need to be destroyed, but that you can make it transparent to see through it. So you can get glimpses of the natural state of everything. And you can visit that nirvana. You can visit that as often as you want. When you develop trust with yourself, when you have this unconditional friendship with yourself, you create these pathways in your mind that give you a shortcut to that clear blue sky mind. Leave yourself little breadcrumbs in your mind to find yourself back to the present moment. And the more you return, the more you start to feel that freedom, that you are a soft place to land, that no matter what mind feels, even if it's some of the heaviest emotions, what they call kleshas in Tibetan Buddhism, even if you're experiencing a klesha, which is like jealousy would be a klesha, it's a strong emotion and we attach to it a storyline and we believe it in that moment. And we really feel those feelings. We feel inadequate. We feel unworthy. We compare ourselves. Even if you're sitting in the fire of a klesha and you find yourself there, remember that you always have those breadcrumbs in your pocket to come back to this present moment. And if you allow yourself to experience heavy emotion without fighting it, without the resistance of it, you allow yourself to just feel it as if it were just a wave of energy, you will see that no matter how painful it feels, that wave always recedes back into the ocean where it came from. And if you actually invite it to stay, if you tell the jealousy or the emotion or the feeling, the heavy feeling, if you tell it, hey, I invite you to stay as long as you need, it starts to dissipate a bit because you're no longer attaching, you're observing it and you're inviting it. Invitation is spaciousness. It's expansive. You're inviting the heaviness to stay. And you're changing your relationship to pain. And your relationship to pain is so vital on this path to becoming a soft place for you to land. Your willingness to endure. Your willingness to meet yourself where you're at in all the hurt. To be able to sit with yourself and say, I'm here for you no matter what. I see you no matter what you show me. I'm here for you. You can't possibly scare me. Try me. When you have this spaciousness, this friendliness, this kindness, unconditional towards yourself, even when you're sitting in the fire, you actually live through it. You're able to live through it. You feel the wave come in, and then you see it go. And you develop something called insight. And the insight you develop is the impermanence of pain, the impermanence of these emotions, the impermanence of thoughts and storylines and identities. Become a soft place for you to land. Receive all the tender parts of you. Receive them with this kind of spaciousness, with this invitation, this curiosity. You may find that you've met parts of you that you've never even known were there. But remember that you are not your thoughts. You're not even your story. Who are you beyond your stories? Is a beautiful question to ponder and to journal with. Every day is the perfect day to sit with yourself, especially on dark, stormy nights. It's where the most growth happens, when you're sitting there and you're in a mood, and I get like that too. And you hear the storylines, and you sense the familiar pain, the familiar pang. That old wound gets lit up again, the one that's been with you your whole life. Once you get to intimately know yourself like this, those parts of you begin to trust you. The inner critic begins to trust you. The very tender parts of you begin to trust you. And when fragmented parts begin to trust you, they begin to let you go, because they're there to teach you something. And once you have learned those things and you have invited them to visit as often as they like, that's how you integrate parts of you. But it starts very small. It starts with that orientation of kindness, of friendliness, of letting go and dissolving the fixed identity. It's truly the greatest gift you can give yourself. And it's the greatest gift you can give to everyone you love. Meeting yourself with that kindness. Because if you're able to do that, they sense that. And that's how you teach without teaching. By being that for yourself. People learn that from you, and they feel that it's possible for them, and it inspires them. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy videos like this, please do subscribe. And remember that the ordinary is the sublime.